Sarah passed away, and the Torah tells us that Avraham married a woman called Keturah. Who is Keturah? Rashi comments and tells us Keturah sounds like Ketoret, yes, incense. He remarried Hagar. The woman he had married had fathered Yishmael with Hagar, and then Hagar had been sent back to her family in Egypt. When Sarah passed away, Abraham remarried Hagar. Here she's not called with the name Hagar, she's called Keturah, to say that her deeds were as sweet-smelling as incense. Also to tell us that she tied herself. In other words, she committed herself to the relationship she had with Abraham. She never married anybody in the interim. She waited patiently till Abraham called for her and remarried her. Hagar was sent away by Abraham. Why? Because Yishmael was not the right person to have when Yitzchak was born to Abraham and Sarah. He was creating a diversion. He was creating an environment that wasn't wholesome, wasn't holy, and wasn't the environment that Sarah wanted to raise her only son Yitzchak in. Hagar was sent away with Ishmael, and it says that she actually had a stint of going back to become idolatrous in her father's home in Egypt. Sarah passes away. Yitzchak is a grown man. Now Abraham revisits Hagar and finds that she has once again returned to the path of Abraham. She's become virtuous, and she hasn't had any connection of importance to anybody else in the interim. Abraham now brings her into his home, and she becomes his wife. There's a beautiful message here. As Abraham develops and evolves and grows in holiness, he now has the opportunity to have an effect in an even greater way on somebody whom he wasn't able to fully affect before that. Hagar. She now becomes a totally transformed person through the influence of Abraham, and she becomes Abraham's wife. There's also a very important message here about how to protect the pristine and holiness of the environment in which you raise your children. When Abraham was saying, perhaps we can keep Hagar and Yishmael around, we can do things to protect the environment and raise Yitzchak the way we want to raise him, Sarah said, nothing doing. When we're going to raise our child, we need it to be free of any interference. We need it to be holy, pristine, calm, tranquil. And when they don't know what to do, Hashem tells Abraham, listen to your wife Sarah. The message there is so clear. When it comes to raising our children, we need to not give the benefit of the doubt that maybe it will work out, it'll be okay. We need to look after every detail. We need to try and create an environment that's going to be the best for the growth of our children, even if it means saying no to some things that it's difficult to say no to. But then afterwards, we also have to be aware that sometimes people change. Sometimes people grow. And Abraham was ready to revisit and see, how did this Hagar, how was she doing? And he discovered that she had actually developed into a virtuous person. And once again, he brought her into his house, and she became part of the household of Abraham. The message, you got it. Protect your environment so that you raise your offspring in the right way, but don't close off your mind to seeing that people change. And perhaps somebody who was once not a sterling person you wanted to have in your midst has now become virtuous. And once again, you can join up, and you together can create a beautiful world with them.